Hey everybody, thank you for watching another episode of Just Open It, the YouTube series in which I open recently acquired toys. My name is Russ. If you're a fan of toy collecting or action figures or pop culture in general, please consider subscribing to my channel, Karaoke Fanboy TV. Every week I will be opening a recently acquired toy or action figure. And this week I have a pile of Masters of the Universe Origins. I've been collecting these since they were first released in 2020. But I've only opened the figures you've seen here on Just Open It. So I have a ton of these toys yet to open, including the action figures, vehicles, and Castle Grayskull, which I think I might be saving for the 50th episode of this series. But in the meantime, I have this pile, and I could tell from the top that He-Man and She-Ra themselves, the title characters of these franchises, are here in these piles. I have no idea who's below them, so I'm either opening He-Man or She-Ra or one of their friends and enemies. I'm going to close my eyes, just shuffle the boxes here to the best of my ability in this limited space, and open one of these figures for you. So here we go. Which figure will I open? And I'm just doing a random. You know what I'm going to do actually is just take these guys, shuffle them a bit, and then just kind of set these on the couch until one is left on the table. I've been a fan of He-Man for as long as I can remember, since 1982, 1983, when these figures were first released. And this Origins line is, in my opinion, kind of their best incarnation. As much as I love the original toys, it's hard to beat these contemporary points of articulation. Okay. I have no idea who this is, and I'm going to open my eyes in 3, 2, 1. Jitsu is the figure I'll be opening on this episode of Just Open It. Cool. Jitsu is one of Skeletor's henchmen. He has this gold chopping hand here. On the back it says, ever searching for an opponent who can match him in combat, Jitsu channels dark energies to enhance his fighting power. You can see this beautiful card art here, and I will credit the artist in the description of this video because I am such a fan of his. You can follow him on Instagram, so dig the description below and give him a follow. But let's dive right in here. These figures have a little slot on the back that make them easy to open. Now, I believe I've opened I have opened the Sorceress, so I've already read the mini-comic that comes with this wave. And I'll be honest, the mini-comics in Masters of the Universe Origins leave something to be desired. They don't have the pulpy adventure of the original series mini-comics. So I do believe, as much as these figures are my favorite, that is where the line is lacking. Okay, well, I'm going to do this quite easily here by removing the comic. And as I've displayed in episodes past featuring these figures, there is this blueprint that details parts you can remove so you can create your own custom figure. Now, maybe one of these episodes I'll grab a bunch of figures, remove their parts, and kind of do a blind grab and assemblage and create my own character that way. That would be fun. If you'd like to see that, drop it in the comments below. But here's Jitsu, rubber banded to this plastic bubble, which has an odd, this is his weapon, of course, the orange sword, which is itself wrapped and required, and is requiring opening. So let's just open it first. Now, I very vividly remember this sword. In fact, I have it in the original Jitsu's hand here on my display in my living room. My living room is basically Masters of the Universe, at least the east wall. As you can see here, I have DC, Marvel, and Ninja Turtles behind me. And these Origins figures are on the shelf above this Ninja Turtle shelf here. So they are slowly but assuredly creating their own display as I open them. But here's the sword. Seems like durable enough plastic. It's interesting that these figures no longer require that loop here on the handle from the hilt to the bottom of the sword handle that the original figures had and required, just so they could hold them more firmly. I guess technology has evolved since then, at least the sculpting technology of these figures. This plastic band is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to action figure packaging. I don't know why it's required, and I usually don't think far enough ahead while recording these videos to grab a scissor. Now you can see as I'm pulling Jitsu out of the package, because of that plastic band, he's come in half. Now this should be easy enough to snap back together, but if I were a kid opening this figure for the first time, there could be a little trauma there, right? And then you get the plastic band kind of stuck here in the elbow articulation. So this video certainly emphasizes my annoyance with that. Here we go. It's free. What a waste, in my opinion. Not just of plastic. I mean, I'm not one to dwell much on the way these packages impact the environment, but this is one small piece of plastic we can do without. Now, I hope that these two pieces snap back together easily, and they do. You probably heard that. So, thank goodness. Otherwise, this video would have ended with some choice words for Mattel. But now that Jitsu is intact, put his sword in his hand like so. There's almost a luminescence here, as I can see with the ring light. There's a translucence to it, which makes it kind of cool, kind of mystical looking. If not just portray that maybe it is cheap and thin plastic, but irregardless, it definitely evokes the spirit of the original figure, and the posability to me cannot be beat. Look at that, Jitsu, ready to fight any opponent worthy of his prowess. Now I remember that this hand, yes indeed, still kind of, so you got the chop, but you could also kind of do this odd reach, or he could palm a basketball, or call opponents over that way. So, very cool. Mattel, once again, these figures are dynamite. I am a big fan in the way they evoke the nostalgia of the original Masters of the Universe, while celebrating the advances we've had in toy technology since then, with great points of articulation, great sculpting and paint application. It's interesting, Jitsu's eyes, while arguably controversial in their stereotypical depiction of an Asian American here, he was never looking right at you. No version of Jitsu I've ever seen has a perfect paint application where the pupils are staring you right down the barrel. They've always been kind of cockeyed. So to me, that's a great part of the character. Like, he's so infuriated he can't see straight. So seeing that kind of makes me laugh and celebrate Jitsu a little bit. So yeah, all the points of articulation are here. Neck, and I love the kind of up and down swivel too, so these figures can look up a bit, look down a bit. No spring-loaded karate chop action here, but I'm grateful for that, because this is more of a, you can get a little bit more posing out of it, as many collectors do. You get the wrist, the elbow, of course, the knees, the hips, the waist, as we saw perilously when I opened the figure. Jitsu in a nutshell, folks. I mean, there isn't much more to say other than this is a great figure, and I'm quite pleased he was the one that I selected today. So, thank you for watching this episode of Just Open It. I really appreciate it. If you're a fan of toys, action figures, pop culture, please subscribe to Karaoke Fanboy TV. That's my channel here. And every week I will look at the pile of toys here in my living room. I'm going to grab one and tell myself, you know what? Just open it. I'll catch you next time.